What's up, everybody? Welcome to another show, NBA show from SBR. Make sure you guys go to sbrpicks.com/NBA. Check out all the articles, NBA content we have over there. I'm your host, Jay Money. It's my guy, Jordan Sharp. It's my guy, Junior Browne. We're here to break down these NBA games. But Friday's payday, you know what I'm saying? But first, we're going to recap yesterday. Jordan, what's up with you, my guy? How was your day yesterday?
Didn't not great, but only had one play and it was real light. You guys know me; I couldn't pass up Oklahoma City taking 10 points at home. And to be honest, they probably should have covered that game, but they just came out way too flat in the first half. And New Orleans defense has started to play a little bit better lately. So I guess I think I underestimated that a little bit. So took an L on that one. But last time I was on the show, we got the win. Got that the Sixers money on Wednesday, so felt good about that coming into today. Looking forward to see what you guys have to say about this card. How about you, Junior?
Yeah, good day yesterday. Went 3-0. Another day, another money line parlay, Jay. Brooklyn. I had Brooklyn everywhere. Brooklyn first half, Brooklyn full game, and Brooklyn parlayed with the Nuggets money line. Played plus 120, but if you took it when I announced it on the show, it played a lot better than that. So I'm hoping most of y'all cash with that. If not, hopefully y'all cash today. Let's get it.
Yeah, Junior been hitting with the money line parlays, man. Him and Blackjack. I think y'all went 8-1 combined on the show yesterday, my guys. So that's why I say, man, the show is you know what I'm saying? It's about all of us. Y'all give out the plays, man. You see what I'm saying? I've been standing off together. I didn't make a single play yesterday, so I just willy nilly. I'm good. Just watched some games. I was watching that. Let's see what games I was watching. Some Nuggets game. I was watching a little bit of the World. Had to watch the Rockets. Jordan Kevin Porter Jr. went for a 50 burger. They have another James Harden because like at first he couldn't shoot. I think he had 9 threes last night, bro. Hey, him and Wood. I think they're gonna build something. I can't wait. Look, nobody said this ever. Nobody ever. Me. I can't wait to bet the Rockets next year. I think they're gonna put together something, man. Silas starting to talk a little bit more, but so the Mavs they said Luka some guys, and they still end up covering the spread over there. So it was nice to see Mavs end up winning 115-105. The Nets, the Pacers, Jordan, your guys, they might even make the playoffs, but the boy no centers once again. The Nets smacked them up. No Kyrie, KD went off. The Rockets win straight up. I came in here and joked Rockets money lines talking to Blackjack before the show. They covered the spread, ended up winning straight up. Like I said, Kevin Porter Jr., 50 burger, 9 threes. He really was going off all game. That's why I said I gotta watch this, bro. I have to, man. Bucks, they let that Giannis, like it looked like he had played 0 minutes. He went out in the first minute of that game, didn't come back. Timberwolves, they stay hot, 4 straight wins. I was thinking about taking the Warriors in the first quarter. I really thought that was the play. They were down the end of the first, down 10 into the first quarter. Wolves smack them up, man. 126-114. Nice game. They're playing well. They are. Pelicans smack up the Thunder. They're 109-95, and then the Raptors. Junior was right. It's just, and they probably go 0-4 on this trip, my guys. Nuggets smack them up. They'll probably lose these next 3 games. The Raptors probably just go ahead and mail it in. Let's get to today's games, though, man. It's what you guys are here for. First game up, my guys. Hawks versus 76ers. Little revenge spot here, Jordan. Do the 76ers smack them up just like the other day, or do we wait to see who's playing in this one, my guy?
I don't know if I don't think it's going to be easy enough for Philly to do what they did against Atlanta 2 nights ago again, regardless of who plays in this game. Even if all the guys for Atlanta who are currently questionable are sitting out in this one. However, I do think that this game is very much obviously dependent on that because you're missing like 60 or 70 points. 60 or 70 points for the Hawks are questionable right now in Trae Young, Bogdanovich, and Clint Capella. So there's just absolutely no way I can get involved in this game right now without knowing at least Trae Young's status. Like, God, at least known him. And then Bogdanovich has been almost as important as him lately, too. So offensively, those 2 guys not playing tonight for the Hawks, it may be another rout by the Sixers, but it's never that easy in the NBA. Definitely not going to try to hit the fire twice here with Philly on 2 out of the last 3 nights. I will say this, though. Even if those guys do all play for the Hawks, I think the under could be the play here. I'm just kind of waiting on those guys' status because if Trae Young and Bogdanovich play, this line's going to go up. This total is going to go up at least 3 or 4 points. It's obviously going to shorten on the spread too. If they don't play, I think it's going to go down. So I think the books are kind of trying to play the middle ground here with just so much uncertainty for the Hawks at this point. So official play on the under. I just don't have it locked in yet because I'm kind of trying to wait and see. But if those guys are ruled out again, I'm going to grab 220 as fast as I can because it's going to go down in a hurry.
Got you, got Junior. It's my guy still over there drinking that Red Bull, man. What you thinking? Junior, what you think about this spot, man? What you obviously huge question marks. Trae Young may even come back. Him and Bogdanovich questionable. Even Capella's questionable now, Junior. What are we doing with this one, my guy?
I heavy lean to the under. I'm probably gonna end up making it official before the end of the show. Just need a little bit more of this Red Bull to get my energy up. But all jokes aside, the Rockets. The Hawks last game started Godwin, Williams, Solomon Hill. Yo, by the way, when Solomon Hill, you ever see how Solomon Hill sometimes shows up to games without his hair braided? He be
look
looking
like a bum. You mean looking like
he
a
looks
bum?
like he looks like Jesus Shuttlesworth's father. He looks like Denzel in He Got Game when he don't braid his hair. But anyway,
pay way too much to be looking like that, man. I'm sorry.
You don't look like an NBA player. That's all I'm trying to say.
He's definitely a stylist, that's for sure.
They had those three, John Collins and Clint Capella starting last game. Now we don't know Clint Capella's out, but you could tell Clint Capella wasn't right because since he's been on the Hawks, he's been an absolute beast on the boards. He only had 8 rebounds, 9 points. He just didn't look right last game. I wouldn't be surprised if he misses out. That's just heaping way too much pressure on John Collins, who I feel like they underutilized in that team. You know what? I actually just kind of talked myself into it. I was going to do it anyway. Under 220 official play. I just don't think that this team has enough to score against the 76ers. It wasn't a fluke that they scored 83 points in the last game. I really don't think that was a fluke. I think that they struggled to get 100. And the 76ers offense isn't great. They'll do just enough to win. I figure the 76ers score somewhere between 105 and 108 and win this game by margin.
Junior, let me ask you this. What if Capella sits out and Young and Bogdanovich come back in?
Well, then that's different. I wouldn't be on the under in that situation because you'd have to figure that they'd pick up the pace. What's that?
No, I was just saying that it's possible. I was just saying it's a possibility.
Say
if you like the under, I just say possibly wait, you know what I'm saying, to see what the status. Mainly Capella, he's their main rim protector. Like without him, they're under, like the Sixers might put up 130, right?
Yeah, I mean, not only is Capella the best defender, but he changes the way they kind of play. Like, I feel like Trae Young has done a really good job, and even Bogdanovich to some extent, of getting Capella involved as a rim runner, you know, like just get him involved where you either show out against them to stop them from shooting the three, or they just lob it at the rim and he dunks. They've run that pick and roll pretty good out there in Atlanta since he's been out there. It's kind of changed the way that their team plays because Collins is not a real 5. He's more of a stretch 4. So yeah, I think with those two in, that would change my view of the game. Without those two, I'm on the under 220, which is kind of why I didn't want to make it official before, because I just don't know what's going on with their lineup. So, but I'll make it official. I'm not even afraid, because even if those guys come in, you have to think, especially Trae Young is going to be pretty rusty. He's been out for a while.
Yeah, I think the underplays either way. I agree.
Got you. My guy Junior there liking the under. Next game up. Let's get to we had the Spurs versus Celtics here. Spurs versus Celtics. I know Kemba Walker got ruled out earlier this morning. Should be everybody else in for the Celtics in theory. We know this that the Spurs, Derek White, he's going to be out look like the rest of the season here. Jordan, what you think in this one? This the totals seeing some steam. Open at 223.5 down to 221.5. My guy, what you liking the under in this one, Jordan?
This total like rocketed down like 5 full points this morning, and now has since rebounded a little bit, but not a lot. It's up to like you said, 221.5. So that would be kind of like my initial lean, but it would be the under. But like I just can't get away from liking the Spurs here. I just feel like I'm crazy, but like 1 9-point win over the Charlotte Hornets is not convincing me that the Boston Celtics have their problem solved. Yeah, they got Robert Williams back like that. I think that's a huge help. Probably a little underrated as well. That he's back down there clogging up the paint so they don't just have to rely on Tristan Thompson down low. Boston team's still very deep, but like you said, now that Kemba Walker's out, you're light off guards, and you're really inexperienced at the guard position after you get past your first unit. So a lot of things that could go wrong for Boston. The spot here, it just kind of leads me to think that San Antonio's still the deeper guard team, even without Derek White for the rest of the season. Lonnie Walker was playing great their last game. They just missed the cover by their last game, depending on what number you got. I think most people push that if you got it at 5. I would have recommended it at 4.5, so that would have been an L for me on Wednesday. But I still can't get away from liking the Spurs taking points here against a team that I just can't believe is right yet. I don't know what you guys think about Boston here, but it's just I'm not convinced. I don't think you should. I don't think anybody should be, to be honest.
Yeah, Junior. I'll be honest. So one thing Junior always say: you don't know what you don't know. I don't know what this Celtics team is. Sometimes they come to play, sometimes they don't. I had a feeling they bounced back in the last game, but that's where you want them off motivated spots, Junior. What do you think here? The Spurs are they undervalued here in Boston, Junior?
I think so. I don't know if I'm ready to ride with them just yet. I do know, though, that the Celtics continue to be overvalued. I know they're obviously they're a very public team. But the thing is, what I saw in the last game against Charlotte is what I think is wrong with their team overall. Evan Fournier came back. He looked rusty, as you kind of would expect. He only made like one shot. But Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are just basically playing one-on-one. Now, they both got hot at the same time and put up a combined like 73 points between the two of them. But that just doesn't seem like the recipe for success for this team. I don't like what I see from Boston, to be honest with you. And it has to do with what you guys just keep saying. They kind of don't look right. Now Kemba Walker's doubtful. He didn't even play in that Charlotte game. Marcus Smart didn't play in that game either, where they rested him up for this game. I can't imagine you rested Marcus Smart to play against San Antonio, did you? I don't know what's going on with that. But without Kemba Walker and Marcus Smart, that's another problem because San Antonio is so guard heavy. Like, if those two don't play, I have to take the points with the Spurs. I'll tell you that because the Spurs guards are actually the best part of their team. Yep. And if the Celtics are short two of their better guards, I can't see them covering this number against the Spurs. So my lean to San Antonio for now.
I thought you were just saying that they're short period. That's what I thought, but you talking about down a couple of guards. No, I can dig it. Yeah, I cut you off a little bit too early there, man. But no, I can dig it, man. I couldn't talk anyone out of Spurs here. So I'm with Jordan there. I don't think that the Celtics are all the way right, or not even there. They're just not that good this year. It's just simply put. It's just like I had to realize that the Celtics is not the same team. I don't know if it's necessarily coaching. They have pretty much the same squad. I mean, same centerpieces, Browne, Tatum, and Smart, who can go off on any game. It's just like they don't necessarily come to play every game, man. And that's the main thing that pisses me off about today's NBA.
Jay.
What's up, Junior?
No, because I follow a couple of the Celtics beat writers, and a lot of several Celtics beat writers are actually like national correspondents, right? Like they work for the Celtics, but they also work on like ESPN or they do podcasts and blah, blah, blah. And there's just a lot of talk about how especially Browne and Tatum, because they've been around Brad Stevens since they were like teenagers, that they're kind of starting to tune them out. Mm-hmm. Like they're kind of starting to be like,
too comfortable.
You guys already gave us the big money. You're not going to get rid of us, right? And, we've been with this guy since we were like 19 years old. All right, Brad. All right, just go grab a seat. I'm going to take this jumper. You chill out, Brad. There's a lot of that going on right now. You know what I mean?
Brad may be wishing he would have taken that $10 million a year to go to Indiana right now.
You know what? No, Jordan, it's crazy to say it. So not even Indiana, the college. Brad Stevens needs to take his ass. No.
He's a college coach.
No, listen, but Brad Stevens needs to go to the Pacers. He could go coach the Pacers or something, and then somebody else is there. You're gonna need a strong, hard coach, a strong voice type of coach to go over there and coach the Celtics up. And I do think there'll be a different type of team, because they're letting even Fournier come in there and just be willy-nilly, kind of just fly. You know what I'm saying? You can't let that happen, bro. So I don't know what to say about those guys right now, man. Let's get to the next game, my guys. If you guys don't mind, we got the Magic versus Grizzlies here. I'm gonna go to Junior here first. I know Junior loves these type of games. Junior, you have some on this one. Grizzlies laying 12.5 versus the Magic, my guy.
The Grizzlies are laying 12.5, bro. Like, pass. That's it.
Wrong.
Jordan, but those are Jordan's guys though over there at the Grizzlies. You see what I'm saying? Is it Smack City for the Grizzlies? I know. So what? I think it's Grayson Allen and who else is not playing for the Jaren Jackson? Yeah. So do you think that the Grizzlies, they're coming off a couple of bad games in a row? Jordan, is it going to be Smack City for the Grizzlies versus Magic here?
I mean, if you gave me a free play, yeah, maybe, because Orlando's just missing like too many guys. Like not only are they missing like the normal guys they're missing, but like I think Chuma Okeke's out. It's like basically the one guy on their team other than next to Wendell Carter that played any defense. So it's like, how are you going to stop Memphis at all in this game? And then Terrence Ross isn't playing in this game. Like there's just so much missing for Orlando. Like how do they score points? Like who's I know Cole Anthony and RJ Hampton, like those guys are going to get theirs, but like I just can't. Gary Harris, yeah, and that's what I'm getting to. I'm heavy leaning to the under at this point for me. I'm a little scared that Orlando's defense may just like completely fall apart here, and Memphis could drop $120 on them. But even if that's the case, under could still cash pretty easily in this game, because how does Orlando get to 100 points if Memphis is locked in on defense? Like Memphis defense, I feel like this is like they're one of the youngest teams, if not the youngest team in the entire NBA. Like with that comes inconsistency on defense. It's like tried and true in the NBA. Their defense comes to play some nights. They just don't come to play the other nights. Are they motivated enough to play defense tonight? I don't know. That's kind of what's keeping it a lean for me at this point. But man, if Memphis's defense is out and just ready to go, they could hold Orlando to 85 points if they really wanted to in this game. So yeah, a strong lean on the under. I'm still haven't gotten there yet because I think the steam's kind of caught it the other direction, but not enough for me to really convince me that like sharp money's just on it. I think just the first number was a little bit off. I might get there. I haven't yet, but I just really want to know if Memphis is kind of going to be motivated, because without Jackson, like their offense takes a little bit of a downgrade. He's kind of gotten acclimated so far. Grayson Allen is one of their better shooters. There's room here to bet the under with all the players that could be missing here or that are missing already officially. So lean under, just haven't gotten there quite yet.
Got you. No, I couldn't tell. If I had to play that game, I'd be looking towards the under there. I know the Grizzlies are favored by double digits, but I'm with Jordan there. And you want to look at the Magic here. It's a bottom feeder type of team. They're coming off a win, probably party. You know what I'm saying? They're real happy to get that win. I see the Grizzlies because this game, the line went down, seeing Jaren Jackson going out and Grayson Allen, but the boys, they know they could come in here and smack them boys even down. So off a couple bad losses, I still be looking towards Grizz here. Maybe Grizzlies early. Look towards the under as well. Yeah, I don't think the Magic will make their team total. I don't see them getting past 100 points. Like you say, Grizzlies come to play, it should be a slaughterhouse. Simply put, my guy. It's just the way that the Grizzlies play. They play hard every night. The Magic might if you hit them with a punch, they're going to just lay down. I can see it happening, my guys. So let's get to the next game. I like this game here, man. Blazers versus the Nets here, my guys. Nets been red hot, Junior. I know they've been hot. No KD tonight. We know that they're playing. They had the Bucks on deck. It's an uninspiring spot for the Nets here, guys. A back-to-back. Wish it was a closer game yesterday, but I like the Blazers here. I think the fact they're favorite is very telling. They are 1-5 against spread, last 6 favorite, but this is a Blazer spot. They won a couple two games straight. I think they keep it going today. 3 starting to pop up? I don't think. What you think, Junior? You think Kyrie gonna suit up here with a sore groin, or you think he, gonna sit this one out as well?
No, I think he sits this one out. He's a Muslim now, supposedly, right? So he's been practicing Ramadan, not eating, drinking, which seems to have affected his play because he hasn't played as well as he has recently as compared to what he was before. I'm taking the under 241.5 in this spot, though. I don't think Kyrie or KD play, especially in this back-to-back situation for KD. I think that I can't just blindly bet the Nets every time they play either, even though this is a short number. They don't got nobody. And you got to respect Portland. Portland is they won a couple games in a row. The competition hasn't been the best. They seem to own the Grizzlies for some reason. Like, that's 2 games in a row that they basically put up a $130. The last one they lost. This one they won. I think this total is just too high, to be honest with you. I think the Brooklyn Nets struggle to score points. It's whether or not they can slow down Portland, who again, put up a $130 in their last 2 games, right? So I don't love that. Do I think they're going to put up that kind of number again in a 3rd straight road game? I don't know about all that. I think the pace of this game is going to be a lot slower. And I also think this, though. Don't underestimate Brooklyn's fight.
Junior, Kyrie is going to play. He's not listed on the injury report right now. Sorry to cut you off.
I just think, though, that with Brooklyn, the injury report is so... Like, the last time Kyrie didn't play, he wasn't on an injury report either.
Exactly.
So yeah. I just kind of don't even... That doesn't even mean anything to me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I still see Blazers favored as well. I don't see the line going down much, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, it's under 241.5 for me in this spot. I don't think that this game is played at a fast pace. Brooklyn does not play as fast as people would, be probably led to believe, considering how high they score. And the Blazers are in the bottom 10 in the league in pace. The Blazers don't play at a fast pace either. So give me the under 241.5 official play.
Got you. Yeah, I couldn't talk you off there. I mean, it's tough taking the Blazers and Nets game under, but like I say, even if Kyrie does play, to be honest with you, I want him to play because I want Dame and CJ to be juiced up for this. And I want you know what I'm saying? You want to just be out there a bunch of bums. Then they don't, you know what I'm saying? They'll have a letdown game. I know they had the game circle versus the Grizzlies. Obviously, they saw the comments by Dylan Brooks, Jordan. They really want to win that game. So was a tad word like that they'll have a letdown, but they just had 5-6 straight losses. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they'll have a letdown. I think they want to keep the momentum going here, Jordan. What you thinking in this one, my guy?
I think the spread is a pretty good price right now. Even I think there may have been a little bit of baked in of Kyrie was maybe expected to miss this game, but it looks like he's going to play. But that being said, what you guys were talking about, like the Nets are already locked into the playoffs, pretty much locked into the top 1 or 2 seed. I don't think they really care if they get the number 1 overall seed. They've made that pretty clear the entire season with how liberal they've been of resting their players. So, like, in this instance, like, even if Kyrie does play, I think the Blazers could win this game, but I think the juniors look maybe a little bit better. You're going to get a little bit better of a value now that it seems like Kyrie's going to play, because I can already see it kind of ticking up a point here since we've been talking about it. So, but that being said, like, I kind of agree with Junior. Like, the Blazers may be able to dictate pace in this game. And if that's the case, they've been playing a lot slower this season. And if their half-court offense is working with all the guys missing for the Nets, it's going to be very hard for the Nets to stop them, though. It's kind of the one thing that's keeping me away from that. So, I mean, not that I disagree with Junior whatsoever. I think the one thing that would keep me away from the under, other than just Kyrie being announced, is I don't know how much I can trust the Nets defense. And also, like you were just talking about, Jay, like if all those guys are missing from Brooklyn, is this really a huge game for Portland? I think it still is. They're still kind of in that mode of trying to get out of the play-in game, which they're very.
Every game is big for the Blazers right now.
Blazers are at the point where they're. I don't think they need that kind of motivation, but it may be a little cat and mouse here with the Brooklyn Nets right now. I might pull a J money on this one. If I'm going to bet this game, I probably will wait until right before tip-off just so I can make sure that Kyrie is in the starting lineup and everything. But I think for me, it's hard right now for me to find anything I'm going to put my money on for this one.
Yep, that's how you do it, man. Like I said, I'm be surprised. I'm still surprised that it's at 2.5. To be honest with you, I think that it was at 2.5 going up to 3 with the expectation that Kyrie's going to be out with him not on the injury report. It's not moving much, guys. But yeah, I still like the Blazers here. It's still third game in 4 nights for the Nets. They still have the Bucks on deck. You're still not playing with KD as well. So it's Kyrie and the rest of the guys. He's still, like you say, he's not all the way eating. Oh, my stomach hurt. He might have to go lead to the bathroom halfway through or something, man, or had to get that guy a sandwich. Get him a sandwich out there or something, man, some crackers. Get my guy some crackers or something out there, man. But no, I still like the Blazers here at minus 2.5. I did put some on it this morning, minus the 1, but I still like it at 2.5. Wouldn't talk anybody off waiting to see who really going to play. But yeah, even Kyrie still in there and the rest of the guys, I still like the Blazers. Just more of a, not must win, but I think they'll be more motivated for this game. They have the rest advantage as well, man. Give me the Blazers here, my guys. Next game up, Bucks versus the Bulls. The Bulls. Jordan. Oh, we gotta go with Jordan. We gotta go to Jordan first. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the Bulls. You dig it? The Bucks. They land 1 here on the road. Does that look fishy to you, Jordan, or what?
It does kind of seem a little fishy. I don't know if I'm going to get involved in betting the Bucks the full game in this game. If I make a play on this one, still a lean, but if I make a play on this one, it's got to be Bucks first half here. I got to make sure that I think everybody's going to play coming off a back-to-back. But the fact that they lost last night makes me a little bit more excited to bet the first half here because after losing to a team like Houston, the Bucks are going to want to come out and kind of correct that. And divisionally against the Central, they have just owned teams this year offensively. They have 125 offensive rating in the first half of their divisional games this year. And they're averaging, or they're giving up less than 100 points per 100 possessions in those games. So it's like a plus 26 or 27 in first half divisional games this year. I got to think that without Levine, the Bucks are going to be the player early. That's not to say that the Bulls can't win this game outright, but I do think coming off that loss Lean right now is the Bucks first half for me.
That's the only problem I have with it. I didn't like that because I'm watching that game and the Bucks, they just simply didn't come to play. Like they were still playing hard down the stretch. They actually tried to come back and win. I'm looking at some guys played like 30 minutes. So Holiday and Chris Middleton were still in the game. I'll tell you. Who did the Nets play next? They played the Bucks. I think the Blazers and the Bulls are the plays today, guys, for a bunch of reasons. I think the spot said so well. Both of them have the rest advantage. Their opponents played yesterday. You see what I'm saying? Their opponents face each other next in the next game in a much bigger game, in my opinion, the way that, you know what I'm saying, the way it's going to be a back-to-back series. Those two teams I feel like they're going to come to play those. You know what I'm saying? Those might be playoff series type games, Jordan. This versus Bulls. The one thing you said, I hate the fact they come off a loss versus the league worst Rockets, but I mean, we talk about who's going to play. I could see Giannis. I definitely could see him sitting here. I could see them. This be one of the games where the Bucks. I mean, I hate to say that, and you know what I'm saying, maybe steer some people off, but I could see them resting some guys just regardless. It's a back-to-back spot. Third and fourth nights. I think it's the last game of a little road trip as well for the Bucks here. But regardless, man, I think because look, Jordan, did you see it this morning? So it was 1 last night, right? Mm-hmm. And then this morning it was like 3.5. I saw 5.5 at one book, but 3.5 at others. Then it goes back down to 1. Something's going on here.
The conventional wisdom. Bro. Yeah, conventional wisdom is I think the sharps are thinking that Giannis is going to sit here, and then there's just been some correction because wasn't there some news that said he plans to play or is probable or so, I don't know what it was, but I saw something either last night or this morning. But
who knows?
It's April in the NBA. Who knows? Like literally, that's like the NBA slogan right now. Who's going to play? Who knows? We don't know. But I mean, the Bucks seriously though, they're. You got to be, if you're the Bucks, right? You got to think like we're locked in this third seat, regardless of what we do the rest of the season, right? Like we've messed around so much this year and been inconsistent. Like there's no way we're getting out of this third seed, up or down. We might as well just start thinking about the playoffs in a couple weeks. So that's kind of the one thing. Of not only the back-to-back, but that sentiment right there has got me thinking that it's probably going to stay lean. Although like they've just been remarkable in the first half of games this year, so kind of hard for me to lay off that when the Bulls have been averaging less than 50 points per game, not only in their divisional first halves but in the last 5 as well. So tough one for me to lay off, but I think I probably will. But still a heavy lean to Bucks first half.
It's Bulls or nothing for me, Mr. Browne Jr. What you think in this one? Obviously, Bucks come off that loss last night to the Rockets, but is this an inspiring spot? Are the Bucks be motivated for this game?
Yo, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for watching the show. We really appreciate you. I see y'all trying to unretire them bad internet jokes. I just turned off the camera because I didn't want y'all to see what I was doing. Settle down a little bit.
Oh, boy.
We'll leave it at that. The Bucks Bulls. I lean Bulls. Giannis tweaked his ankle in that last game. Didn't come back. Let's just be honest. They got a back-to-back coming up with the
Nets.
With the Nets. 2 home games back-to-back with the Nets, who they trail by 4.5 games. Those are playoff games to the Milwaukee Bucks. No one's going to convince me otherwise. So I feel like they're going to be resting their big boys, which is what the Nets are doing, in my opinion, too.
Yep.
They're resting up, getting ready for that, because that 5-game road trip is going to really be important to the Nets season. They play the Bucks twice. They play at Dallas, and they play at Denver. They got to get through that stretch to finish as a number 1 seed, which is really important to them in these upcoming playoffs, and important to me taking some of Blackjack's horse money. So I'm going to need the Nets all rested up.
Need them bandos, right?
I'm glad the real motivation behind all that came out right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. No, but on some real ish, I can't get involved in this game on the Bucks side. The Bucks don't look right, and without Giannis, they really, really don't look right. Jay mentioned something important. Their other 2 best players playing heavy minutes to make up for that. So I lean Bulls, but I don't love the Bulls right now. I've been off them for a while, so it's just a pass for me.
Yeah, Bro, I'm gonna. I think so. If Giannis doesn't play, like if they're not full squad, I don't think he'll play. I like the Bulls here, guys. I hadn't hopped on it yet, but I think this is a Bulls spot. This is revenge spot as well, man. They lost to the Bucks by 30 points last game, 126-96. The Bucks were favored by 14.5 at the house. They're favored by 1 in this game. I'm just saying that says, even if it was 3.5 for the Bucks, that's saying that the bookies think it's a Bull spot simply put, by the line, I think the Blazers and the Bulls go 2-0. I think it's 2-0 today, my guys. I don't give a damn. Blazers and the Bulls. I got the red on both B and B. You know, I used to have the BBs in my head. I got my haircut though, man. Next game up, man. They say he's over there gassing up, Junior, real quick, man. I might have to turn my camera off real quick too, if that's the case. Or I'm messing with you, man. Junior, that's my guy. That's my guy right there. Next game up, man. Jazz versus Suns. It's a pretty good game. Jazz not taking it serious though. Conley's resting another game. Well, they saying he's kind of injured, but no Conley here, and obviously no Mitchell for a little while here, Junior. What you think about this? You riding with the Suns again, or what? Suns gonna smack them boys up? Suns and under?
J Money, Suns. 9 stuttering. It's a trifecta.
Oh,
Suns. Okay. First quarter, because I see in the comments a couple of people said, "What's a trifecta?" We apologize. It's just an expression we use here on this show, meaning first quarter, first half, full game. Suns. The Suns are 2-0 against Utah on the season. If they beat Utah tonight, they'd be tied for the same record, which means the Suns would obviously be first place in the West. I've been talking about this narrative for literally since we came back from the All-Star game. They finally closed the gap, and now they have a chance to take the lead. Without Donovan Mitchell, without Mike Conley, it's foot on neck time tonight, son.
Yeah.
Give me the Suns, son.
The Sun, yeah. I couldn't talk you off there, man. It's going to be a tough one. What you think about that under there, Jordan? I think it's gonna be a defensive. Obviously, they're missing Conley in them. So, what you think? The Suns, they always lock up on D, my guys. It's about it. The Jazz, are they gonna lock up on D, man? Are they gonna have the type of game like they did? Do they play like they do versus the Timberwolves, or they play like they do versus the Kings here, my guy?
You know me too well, J Money. This official for the day already wrote this up for the website this morning. Under 220 official for the day. These two teams met a couple weeks ago, earlier in the month, and they scored 230 points, but they went into overtime for that. They scored 102 against each other in regulation, less than 100 first half points combined between the two of them. And if Junior's on the under the trifecta, I might have to join him on the Suns trifecta. I might have to join him with the under trifecta. But right now, just the full game for me. Basically, like you said, I mean, like I think Donovan Mitchell went for 41 in that game. Talking about 50 points per game that you're missing now on a game where you could only score 102, and a motivated spot for the Suns to just absolutely, like Junior said, if I believe I'm quoting correctly, foot on neck time. That's going to come defensively. And now with Utah's main sources of offense being Jordan Clarkson and Bojan Bogdanovic, Chris Paul and Mikal Bridges just licking their chops tonight with that matchup. Like they shut those two guys down. Jazz aren't getting to 100 points this game, and that would honestly not surprise me too much because I think the Suns, like Junior mentioned, are going to use this to make a statement because they're ready to move up to that number one spot. I think the Suns have been kind of not overlooked, but underlooked a little bit in the Western Conference pretty much all year. Everybody talks about the LA teams. Everybody talks about how good of a season the Jazz have been having. Everybody talks about how good Nikola Jokic is before, and the Nuggets were before they had all their injuries. It's the Suns' time, son. So I mean, I might have to tail Junior on that. The more I'm talking about the under, the more I'm talking myself into the Suns covering here. So give me the under 220 official play for the day.
I did. What's up?
What I wanted to throw in, book me for the under 2, and this is why.
Yeah.
I was on the fence a little bit with the under because I thought the number's a little too short. But here's the reality: since Donovan Mitchell went down, you know who has the number one defense in the league? It's actually the Jazz, even though they're only 4-3 overall. They've actually been clamping down on defense. So we already know the Suns come to play on defense on a regular basis. I'm all over the Suns. I'll let you take it away, Jay. I'm all over the Suns, though.
Yeah, I like them, man. I like the Suns and under. It's the only way I could look in this game, man. It's a toss-up type game, but that's the only way I could look here. I'm not looking towards taking the Jazz. Maybe if they had Conley in there, I'd be like, oh, revenge. I was on them in the first game. I'm like, no, I'm not getting burned twice. So I do think their revenge is something, but the Jazz, they're not taking this game seriously. Like, I could tell that they're not. So I know that they went and smacked up the Kings, put up $150 on them, but this type of game, they'll probably just what do they do? Kind of just wave the white flags like, oh, we're not going to take this game as serious, or we're not going to show you all our cards. I've seen it happen. Went to too many times in the NBA. So yeah, that's the only way I could look here is Suns and the under there. I'm not a total guy, but that's the total I would be going with if I had to play one today, my guys. Last game up, Kings versus Lakers here. Kings, did they give up 150 again or what, man? But the Lakers, they come back to the house off a 1-3 road trip. Anthony Davis kind of still smells some balls on his face, man, from Hachimura. But Jordan, what you think about this game, my guy? Are them boys pissed off? Are the Lakers pissed off, or what you doing in this one?
I don't know if the Lakers are pissed off. I think the Wizards have just been you got to respect the Wizards a little bit right now. Losing to the Wizards in April is not losing to the Wizards earlier in the year. So I don't think they're pissed off.
I was just saying the 1-3 road trip.
Now that they're probably pissed off about because LeBron's been in it. We every time we talk about the Lakers, I feel like we talk about how LeBron's yelling at the players. But now they got Davis back. I'm really surprised this total's kind of shrunk. I was kind of thinking the over might have a little bit of value just because of how bad the Kings have been on defense. The fact they're pretty much tanking now. They are playing for ping pong balls and not playoff positioning. But that being said, the Lakers could be pissed off, and that's kind of what I'm worried about because they're pissed off. They're going to clamp down on defense. They're going to not allow Sacramento, a De'Aaron Foxless Sacramento Kings still team, and that could very easily score only 105 points like they did against the Jazz 2 nights ago. So lean over, but probably not going to get there just simply because I don't know if the Lakers take this game seriously defensively, it's probably going to be an under spot. But if they don't, and they're looking at, hey, we're pretty easily favored in this game. We could get a win in this game, even though we've lost one of our 4 of their last 5, I guess now. We could still get this win pretty easily and get ready to play Toronto in a couple of nights here. Try to string together 2 in a row, but. If they come out motivated on that end of the court, man, it's over for the over. So probably going to stay a lean at this point.
It's over for the over. I can dig it, Junior. If you had to play this game, or do you have a play on this game, Junior? Would you like him?
I wouldn't play this game with your money, Jay.
I'm with you on that.
If you look at some of the lineups that the Kings have out there. It's rough, bro. It's hard to watch these guys right now. Without Harrison Barnes and De'Aaron Fox, they just don't really have any kind of order. They don't have any kind of at least with those two, it's just kind of you know what? We've been struggling a couple of possessions in a row. Get me a bucket. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have that right now. I like Halliburton's game, but you're asking him to do too much right now with the pieces around him. So, bro, these guys let the goddamn Utah Jazz put up 154 points without Mitchell and Conley. Are you joking right now? This team is a goddamn joke. I don't want anything to do with any game involving these guys at all. Sorry.
Yeah, the Lakers smacked them up before. Obviously, no AD, no LeBron as well, if I'm not mistaken, 115-94. Just let me look real quick. I'm pretty sure, no AD and no LeBron. And that's when they first went down as well. They smacked them about 20. Now they got AD back. Obviously, not necessarily a good spot coming back home from that road trip, but going only 1-3. If the Lakers here are focused, guys, I know some money comes. So this line was at 9.5. It's down to 8. Still no Harrison Barnes, still no Fox. I'll be honest, guys. So at one point the Kings were balling. We saw it. They went on a little streak. They kind of bolstered their bench at the trade deadline by getting Terrence Davis and DeLon Wright, who's actually been a couple of good players for them off the bench. You can't overlook that. But like you say, without Barnes and Fox, it's just a little too much, man. It's just. If the Lakers bring the energy tonight, I could see this one getting ugly, just as ugly possibly as that Jazz game. So sometimes when a team comes off like that, they really want to come back and show something next game, but not teams like the Kings, man. So we'll see what Walton does. You know what I'm saying? Going back, but I don't know, man. Lean Lakers, but I'm not laying this many points with them coming back to the house off the road trip. Oh, my guys. Jordan, break them out for your officials, my guy.
Yes, sir. Under 220, Utah Phoenix. I'm going to get in the under in Atlanta Philly. I just kind of want to know what the Hawks status are either way, but we'll go under 220 for official on that one too. Lean under 224 in the Grizz and Magic. That would be the one lean that I will probably have a chance of getting on, though. Probably going to stay away from the Bucks first half, especially if Giannis doesn't play, but we'll see on that one.
Got you. Junior, what we liking today, my guy? What's them locks?
No such thing as locks. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, this is the NBA.
So let's see. Hopefully, just keep cashing up. But I got the under 76ers, Hawks, under Blazers, Nets, under Suns. Man, speaking of the Suns, Browne will be out in this Miami Sun smoking a little sun pack. When I get caught in mouth, I'll be quenching my thirst with a sun kiss. I'm Suns all day.
Little Sunny D.
Fire fucking blaze them. I'm be on
Trifecta Suns.
Hey,
that's 6 plays. It's a lot of plays today, but yeah, I'm on it.
Sunglasses on. Yeah, no, I just hopped on the fire blaze them. I'm on them. I took them -1. I still like them -2.5. Give me Blazers official. Fire blaze them type day. I'm feeling get on it again, man. It's a fire blaze them type day, man. Kyrie, I'll get you some crackers or some little lunch bag or something after the game, man. I know you're going. His stomach gonna be kissing his back out there, man.
Get him a Kyrie.
Kyrie's still a baller though. That's my guy. He a baller. He could probably come ball out, but I liked it because Dame did. I mean, them boys really gonna have to come to play today. So the rest of the guys, the Nets, they have a player. They have a couple games versus the Bucks on deck. So with third game in 4 nights back to back, all lit, man. 4-game win streak, all lit. They don't need this game. Uninspiring spot versus Western Conference opponent. I think the Blazers will be more juiced up off 2 straight wins. I think they keep it going. Blazers finna go on a streak. I'm right with them. Fire Blaze on. We appreciate everybody, my guys, for watching. Hit the like button. I'm your host, Jay Money. This is my guy, Jordan Sharp. This is my guy, Junior Browne. We'll be back tomorrow. Go on.